Okay, starting a little bit late. Sorry. Let's see. Throw on a bit of music here, keep myself entertained. Homelander tonight. Overlay off. So you can see I got my reference here, so I know what the costume looks like. Figure if we do the optic blast, it's kind of fun. Get this cheap pencil I picked up from Target. U brand. Seems actually kind of nice. It's actually kind of heavy. 2B lead, 7mm point. All right. So let's see. Let me get the recording started so I can do a replay later. Okay. Push the keyboard in so I can get closer. And, okay. So I have. Let's see, we gotta do the blast. Let's bring the ruler out. Where are these gonna go? I don't want the blast to be like huge, because then I block all the details of the drawing. So also I'm wanting to have them go up at an angle. I mean, realistically, they'd be coming, toward us and getting wider, but then we block out the entire figure. Do the beams like that. Little screamy face kind of thing going on. Let's bring the mouth, upper part of the mouth higher. It's hard to get these expressions sometimes. And then brow furrow, you gotta really go for the wrinkles, I think, to sell that deep brow furrow. We'll try to keep the pencils fairly loose so that we can get to the ink quicker. That's a good expressive face, right? Let's see. Just want to have kind of a bit of energy to the whole thing. So I figured we could make him look like he's a little psycho, which he is, obviously. So we get this high angle. His collarbones curling around. Got to bring this up, I think, so that I can justify the collarbone circling up. I think that's probably closer to accurate. And we got now I'm drawing more of the comic version because obviously in the show he's wearing like a padded suit, so we're gonna do more muscle than I think he gets in the show. Feeling that hand. I've been having trouble with hands lately. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and do another hand specific stream. I think I know, put my phone out. Handy app. Let's pull up a reference. You can see I have this app for my phone. I don't use it as much as I should, but let's get a hand, nail hand. We want a balled fist. Let's see if I can. Do they have one that's nail hand? Because I can't change the wrist, huh? I'm messing up here. Let's go back to the hands. see, is there a fist that's not bent? I don't think there is, huh? Okay, I guess we'll have to use that. This is the right hand. We need to find the angle. I don't want the whole app to rotate, dang it. Try that. I think that gives me more of the angle I need, right? I think that's closer to accurate. We'll go with that. There where the lats are going to fall. One leg hyper bent. I'm trying to envision the arm through the body. Okay, so we got a basic pose. Trying to see if I like him where this hand is at. I might need to move the forearm up. Like I said, so now we got to figure out where to put the costume around him. So get the center line for the belt buckle is going to drop right about here. And then the belt buckle is like two-tiered. Okay. And that division comes up through the chest. And crosses where the clavicles cross the chest. And up into shoulder padding. Like my reference is kind of dark, but I want to say it goes like that. So we've got the eagles that are on the shoulders. So I have to kind of envision the head of the eagle here. Yeah, it's closer. So it's basically the top of the eagle's head. And then other bits come off it like that. So I think that's that side. And then this side we see more of the eagle's beak. Falling in right about here. So you kind of see the these things end up wrapping around the shoulder, kind of like this. Looks at the details on that, and he's got these huge wraps. And since this arm is very foreshortened, this oval is going to be really tight, really extreme to indicate that. This one, this side's less arched. Okay. And let's see. I don't think we really see the collar because of where his head is at, but we would see some of the texture maybe. So we can do like this. On this side we can see maybe the top of the collar. Go like that. And then let's see, we'll give him a cape. Cape drapes off the back of the shoulders. We just use the cape as visual accents. So these kind of lines just kind of pull everything toward the person. And the belt buckle is another eagle. Excuse me. On the back of the hand, we have a strap. So put that in there. And beyond that, the costume is just kind of textured. So thankfully his costume is not too complicated. Fake it with that. Okay, let me grab a pen. Start some inking. I'm going to worry about the light beams. We're going to make that all white, so I don't want to. Kind of in a sketchy mode tonight. I'm not drawing as crisply as I should be, probably, but I just did a piece last night that took me last night and this morning that took about 5 hours, so I'm kind of worn out. But it also helps, stay a little bit loose sometimes too. trying to keep track of my lines. I think this is the collarbone here. I know this is the collarbone on this side. It's not accurate, but it's there. And I think the point is taken. So this is sitting on top of the shoulder, so I don't even see the shoulder because of that thing. Again, we're going to more comic booky look, so you'll see these muscles. I don't think I'm going to do all the detail in the bands, because it's got like a lot of texture stuff going on in there. And I don't think that's accurate, but I think it sells what we're going for. Need to account for like red and white stripes in there too. You know? Okay. Let's put in some heavy shadows before we do the coloring. Just going to drawing kit, grabbing a brush pen. Obviously, we have a strong light source with the laser eyes, so we're going to put in some pretty heavy shadows. Usually bright color gloves, or he's got red gloves on. So let's see. Red ends up reading pretty dark. Because I'm going so heavy with the shading, I think I lose out on some detail, but this one's come up, so we'll have more light on the tops of the thighs. Do on this side. Red reads darker. this old school kind of line work just to kind of give it the comic book feel and to hint at the texture inside the costume itself. It's funny how we associate these kind of lines with comic books. Just seeing that already gives it more of a comic booky feel, right? Silverborg, it says, that's sick. Well, thank you. Silver Cyborg, sorry. Make sure I'm reading that right. I'm not gonna my gotta get a bigger lip on my crafting table. You see how that makes it feel more comic booky? It's just strange how that works. I'm excited for season 4. I have to go back and finish season 3 again, I think, because I've kind of forgotten what happened where it finished. I did watch Generation V recently, so got that fresh in my head. But I am liking The Boys. The comic book was actually a bit much for me. It's like it's too over the top. The show has kept the shock factor, but it made it just slightly more reasonable or realistic. So I like the show more than I actually like the comic, which is probably heresy for some people. I don't normally do this hatching kind of look. Need to see Gen V. Dad loves the comic. Heard some messed up stuff from the comic. Well, I mean, the show does most of the stuff in the comic. It's not quite so over the top with it. Like Herogasm in the comic is they rent out a whole island and have their superhero orgy. Whereas in the show, it's just like some of them meeting up in a cabin in the woods kind of thing, right? That's why I say that the comic just goes too over the top with some of the stuff, so it makes it harder to buy as a story for me. But people liked it enough that they made it into a show, and I'm thankful for that because I do like the show. At the end of the day, Gareth Ennis hates superheroes, so people's thoughts on the comic seem valid from what I've heard. Well, yeah, I mean, that was his whole take was, taking the comic book genre as a whole to task. So, at the end of the day, though, I mean, it's good. There's other things like in the comic, like when Starlight joins the Seven, it's not just I can't remember the fish guy's name. It's not just him that takes advantage of her. Like they all take turns at her. And it's too much. For me, anyway. Because I do like hero comics. I grew up reading all the Superman, Batman, and the Avengers, and so I have a soft spot for heroic tales and not depravity and whatnot. But I like Preacher. Garth Ennis wrote Preacher too, and I do like that. Let's see. You have his Punisher run, which you get to read at some point. I don't. Have I read his Punisher run? I don't know. I'm not sure if I have. Well, yeah. I love comics too, but I'm guessing I'm probably older than your dad, so my comics knowledge is 30 years out of date. Just erase my laser beam eyes. I need the guidelines for those still. At least until I put my white lines in, then I can erase them out. I've been drawing a lot of ladies lately, so I had to draw a dude, and it took suggestions, and I got Homelander as one of them. I said, yeah, Homelander be fun to draw. And because I'm keeping it kind of this more comic booky style, I can go through it quicker than I might have. Like I said, I'm taking a break. I did this. I did this one yesterday and this morning. It's about 5 hours, and by the time I get to this, it's like I just want to get in and out and do something quick and loose and feral. Let's get the I-beams in so I can erase out those pencils. Yeah, watching the art on the side. Yeah, I like to keep the stream running so you'll get an idea of the kind of stuff I draw. I'm all over the place in terms of topics, and I'm always experimenting with different stuff. So, been drawing for 50 years, but there's always room for improvement. There's always different things to try, and the beams are going to be red, but you want to have a white base to make it bright. I'm doing the white early so that it has time to dry before I go over it with color. And so I just got this particular pen the other day. Probably should be using something thicker. I like the way this one flows. This is a Zig acrylic one. I got a Zig sampler pack to try out. Yeah, like I said, I'm 56. I've been drawing as long as I can remember, so 50 years at least. But, you know, I mean, like a lot of kids, I wanted to be a comic artist when I was younger, but where I lived, it just, you know, I wasn't brave enough to like pack up and move to New York where the comic industry was at the time. So I ended up joining the military and made a career of that. Okay, I think that's good for now. That dry. Grab R000 is usually a good flesh color. Start bringing in some of the flesh tones. And then being cognizant that this is our primary light source, obviously. So everything's going to stem off of that. So we don't have to put, and I'm using tone paper, so I don't have to put the color everywhere. I just need to make sure I'm accounting for this light source. Because we'll end up putting a lot of highlights into the skin for shape, for contours. Okay. Not a lot of flesh on them. Let's see. Blue. Silver. Cyborg says, I use pencils on my phone a lot. What's your favorite medium? I work traditional mostly. So what you see now is kind of what I'm used to working with. The blue is not very bright at all. Let's get a different blue. See one's going to stand out. Okay. That is the collar. So this is going to end up being red. This will be right here. Okay. I've spent the last year kind of working on putting more color into my work. So I started doing watercolor at the beginning of the year. But now I tend to like marker with a bit of colored pencil with it. I think that's a good combination. I've got a ton of art supplies, so I can always experiment. Like I'm not drawing in all the texture of his costume. We'll just do that with some of the color to kind of create the hint of texture. And you can see this pen is dying on me. Hopefully I've got the color in my refill bag. me change up the music. I don't. You're on Twitch, I see, but I don't really keep my streams archived on Twitch. But if you go over to the YouTube page, you can watch a lot of my replays to see the kind of work I do. Let's change up the music. So this is red and gold. This is red, blue. Keep track where I'm at. The cape is red and white. Like I said, I'm just kind of going quick on this one. I'm not going too deep. B24. Let's see, B24. Yeah. So underneath my table, I have a bag full of refill inks. Have I made my own comics before? I am in the middle of making one, but just for the hell of it. I'm not. Just to say I did one, kind of, you know? Before I die. I hang out with a lot of friends that work on comics. So you get that kind of peer pressure to do one. Damn it. My hands are not. Hands are a little shaky right now. Hold on a second. Just trying to refill my pen. But I think because I'm trying to talk and do it at the same time, I'm messing myself up. So yeah, I mean, I should have a comic out hopefully by February. If not by June, I think would be the next target. But I don't know if I'm going to sell it online or anything. I know all the local comic shops. I'll just, whatever I print, I'll give each of them a few copies just for the hell of it. People buy it, they buy it. If not, oh well. Like I said, the main thing is just to say I did it. Not really looking to get in, be a full-time comic artist. I have a government job for now. And I retire in 12 more years? No, 10 more years. So you can see I refilled it. And I have no illusions, you know. I mean, I know my limitations. I don't like drafting, so you start doing all the props and the settings. It slows me down because I don't like drawing buildings and cars, and you know, gotta be realistic about your abilities. Know your limitations. All right, let's see. Grab. So this is going to be red and yellow, but I'm just going to go over the whole thing with this kind of orangish yellow, and then I'll go over the parts I need red. It'll block out the yellow easy enough. That's red. Just trying to remember all the colors I have in here. The fun thing is going to be taking the beams and like putting hints of red, like there'll be red that reflects off of the pauldron, the eagle pauldrons, because they're metal and they should shine. Okay, and then this is going to be, just a little bit of blue. Like I said, this is kind of a quick piece. I'm not trying to be real exact with it. Will the comic be available online? I don't really know yet. You know, because I'm only going to print like maybe 50 copies. I don't want to send out a bunch of copies forever. So, and then I know, you know, the local comic shops, I'll probably send like 5 each, unless they want more. And then whatever's left over, I'll put it at a table and maybe offer a few online, but I'm really not sure. I'm not anticipating a lot of like what do I want to say? What's the word I'm looking for? Interest. So because again, I'm mainly doing it just to say I've done it. I did, the premise I came up with is if I decide to go on with it, I can. I've created a type of story that if I want to continue, I can. I'm kind of treating it like a one-off, but if I want to tell more stories, I left myself an avenue to do that. Now, this is kind of the opposite of where I'm doing the arm things. The cape is going to be red and white, but I'm just going to use a white pencil. And because it's surrounded by red anyway, it would get some of that red influence. So it's okay if some of the red shows through on the pencils. Because this is underneath. So I can figure out where I want to put the white stripes with the pencil. I should probably be more careful. I'm trying to go too quick. And then, I've done plotting for other people's comics. And I've done a couple page breakdowns, which is just real loose, like the action, the panels of the action, very loose pencils so that my friend could go in and put his spin on it with his character and his style. And it gives a couple pages with. It still looks like his work because he drew on top of my pencils and put his spin on it. But it's also poses and stuff that he wouldn't have normally done, so it gives a little more variety to his book. Alrighty, let's see. Some shading, so we have a darker blue. Let me ask you, you're not from the States. Where are you at? I'm going to guess Canada. There seems to be a lot of Twitch people in Canada. UK. Oh. I need to get over and check out the UK someday. I like UK sensibilities. So I love watching like QI and have I got a bit more news for you and 8 out of 10 cats. So someday I need to get over and check out the UK in person. Now, we can do the texture of the suit. hinting at it. I'm not like going to map it out and make sure it's all 100, but we can hint that there's texture of the suit. It's like how to cheat, kind of. There's nice areas. Well, there's nice areas everywhere, and there's also bad areas everywhere. But I'm gonna quick and dirty. Creative the Boys was Irish, almost UK. Yeah, I knew he was from England, but the UK. A similar texture with the bat black darling, Okay. Alrighty. So, lighter red. And then I can't really tell what's going on there, but he's got some kind of texture in here too. I'm just going to do this to create that hint and let the yellow shine through in between. Okay. This isn't my best work. I realize that. I'm just kind of rushing through. Okay. Grab some orangish yellow and put some. Again, I'm trying to be cognizant of the primary light source up there. Red shadows. Here's the thing, I've been, like I said, trying to put more color to my work. So now, even when I'm doing quick, simpler stuff, I still want to sit down and like throw in more color. It's just become kind of force of habit at this point. But it's also counterintuitive to the speed process. I'm just trying to make something quick and simple. Willie D says, "Hey there." It's okay. I mean, I'm doing a quick and dirty Homelander. Okay, let's get some color in the hair. Okay, off yellowish blonde. There's that. All right, now I'm gonna grab like a grab the red. It should be dry up here now, so I can. And we're gonna grab a little bit of yellow, just yellow, around the rims of the eyes and on the inside of the beam. Alrighty. There's that. Now, I think this is like, so this is kind of pinkish. Let me see. It's probably a little darker than I want. A little lighter pink. That's not enough, but okay, maybe I should go with that other pink. We can cut it back with the YR000 flesh tone. Grab both those, so I have both. Silver, I'm going to go, what's the YouTube channel called? Artildawn. Yeah, I'll rock put the YouTube channel up there. Thank you. Alex, thank you. Alec. Okay. Thanks for stopping by, Cyborg. Have a good night. All right, let's see. So that's like a pink, and then this is the same flesh tone I had before. You can kind of cut into it a bit. You want to have this hints of the light hitting throughout. don't really see anything here because I think the upper left blocks it. Keep that off to the side. Grab a white pencil. And let's see. Another way we can help re-emphasize the texture in the suit by having the white highlights hit. see where we want to put the white stripes in the cape. They don't have to follow the creases of the cape. That's why. And like I said, because they're surrounded by the red of the other red stripes of the cape, it's okay if they have kind of a reddish hue to them by doing the white over the red. Because the color proximity would tint them. Pencil nub is almost too short to sharpen. I had to break down and buy some of these extenders. I got so many of these little white nubs floating around. I'd hate to waste them. But it's also really hard to sit here and just use my fingertips. Sorry, there's a texture on the bleeder sheet underneath. There's making it bumpy. We can let's go back and highlight some of the areas we lost. Okay, so I can't sharpen that nub anymore. Let's grab a different nub. Hey, Phoenix, what's up? I'm almost done. Should you stop by? Just kind of doing a quick and dirty Homelander. I've been drawing so many ladies lately, I figured it's time to draw a dude. What else? Maybe put a little bit of shading into the underside where you can't see much. Texas are popping. The nebula was fire, though. The nebula. What nebula? I'm not sure what you're talking about there. He's a badass, though. All right, thank you. All right, let's get the ink pen out. Reinforce some of those lines I messed up when I was coloring. 2 streams ago. Did I do a nebula 2 streams ago? Oh, okay, the sketch cover. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Sell the nebula? Maybe I sold it. It's one of the ones I hadn't done in time for Maui Comic Con. Might have sold it. I definitely need to go back and do some more hand studies. So I did the Colleen wing the other day, and the hand just kicked my ass. My hand holding a sword. Just did not like the way it came out. I tried to fix it, and I think I made it better, but it's still not great. So this was kind of a quick one. Some of the hints. should only call for rain when we need it, not just whenever, for real. I take it it's raining where you're at, Phoenix. It's a calm day here. All right, I think I'm going to call it. That was an hour and a half. It's about where I wanted to be. Said I was, planning to stream longer, but I did this piece. Started last night and finished it this morning. It's about 5 hours, and I think I burnt myself out. I'm gonna do a tank girl here later. So I sketched out a tank girl to work on later, but then I scheduled the Homelander stream, so go ahead and knock out a quick Homelander. Roid Rage Homelander. Did this at work the other day, hanging out friends, Ironheart. This one killed me because her head is too high, so the chin needs to be about halfway down the neck. And then when I edited in Photoshop just to check it out, and then the head is actually too big. Like compare it to like the shoulders. Her shoulders are only like 2.5 heads wide, and they should be at least 3 or 4. So the head needs to be smaller. I did like this one, but like on this one, I kind of broke her wrist, and I didn't realize it till the end. These fingers should be rotated maybe 15 degrees down. As it is, you can't bend your wrist that way. things you think about after the fact. Other stuff in my sketchbook I need to go back and finish. I started a Scarlet Witch I never finished. Some dude with a beard. Some kind of World of Warcraft thing. So there it is, Homelander. Get that scanned in and posted up. I guess I just signed it, huh? Where's my white pen? I could sign right on his ball bag, no? We'll sign down here on his leg. Right, all. Thank you for watching. You guys have a good night.